There's been a lot of guesswork that we've been doing lately. Will it be safe enough amongst the pandemic to have a certain number of people in the shul or have a kiddush luncheon? What will it be like for the high holidays? Do we think this spike in cases will fall so that we can have meals in the sukkah or before this life cycle event? Will there be a tropical storm this weekend, leading us to have to cancel or postpone Hebrew school or other events? Or will it trend west or peter out and not even be as strong as our usual summer afternoon storms? I have no idea. They didn't teach us virology or meteorology in rabbinical school. So it made me feel extremely comforted to read while practicing my own line of work that the Torah portion this week teaches us, Tamim tiyeh im Adonai Elohecha. You must be wholehearted with Adonai your God. The reason this is comforting is not just this line, which is lovely on its own, but the commentary that accompanies it. First, Rashi explains that this means we should walk with God wholeheartedly. Put your hope in God and do not attempt to investigate the future, but whatever it may be that comes upon you, accept it wholeheartedly. Great. So I'll just sit here and take whatever comes at me and not even think about what might come. This doesn't feel right. What does this say about those who do work in a field that tries to understand trends in order to make our lives better? Well, Sforno comes along a few hundred years later and adds his own 2 shkalim, saying, one should be wholehearted to the extent that you will not even try and gain information about the future events, except through an authentic prophet. Now, to be quite clear, I am not suggesting that your favorite weather forecaster is a prophet. I am thinking that prophecy is a lot closer to earth these days, though. Science helps us understand God's world more and more each day, and those whose work it is to study particular parts of God's world certainly have a stronger understanding of it than those who don't. Science doesn't always get it right either, especially since we live in an unpredictable world, and science is always learning something new. What I can suggest is that to wholeheartedly walk with God means just that, being you, because that is who you know best. Rabbi Harold Kushner teaches to be whole before God means to stand before God with all our faults as well as all our virtues, and to hear the message of our acceptability. Know what is good and what is evil, and when you do wrong, realize that that was not the essential you. It was because the challenge of being human is so great that no one gets it right the first time, every time. God asks no more of us than that. When we show up wholeheartedly, it means we are able to appear as we truly are, not attempting to hide ourselves, but accepting ourselves. These verses and commentaries speak of showing up wholehearted before God. Even when our own theology doesn't bear that idea out, we can consider showing up wholeheartedly in our actions, with others, as well as with ourselves. That then is the task of the month of Elul, preparing ourselves to appear before God tamim, wholehearted, when we arrive at the high holy days. How fitting that we should receive that reminder in the month of Elul through our Torah readings as a reminder to continue to work on making our whole selves become more intact. We may not be able to predict the future, but I hope that we are each able to wholeheartedly try to make the future whole. I look forward to hearing what makes you feel intact. Shabbat Shalom.